Hello and welcome back, friends, followers, and fellow 3D enthusiasts. This is Wolftrack's Life, and today we are in the Wolftrack's printer den. And do you hear that? It's quiet. And the reason why it's quiet is because this is the day after our Christmas in July show that pretty much wore us out. So we're taking a break. The printers are taking a break. Mama Wolf and I are taking a break. We're all taking a break except for Piper, who is never on break. She's now circling our feet. So, anyway, we had promised this part 2 of our journeys through electricity.
Being backstabbed.
Being backstabbed. Yes. And so now we are back online. We are printing. Everything's going really good. We were able to get everything sorted out. And so, like, when you're looking at, most of you might be wondering what backstab means. Oop. Hey, I'm going to make some noise here. This is your standard outlet. This is actually a 20 amp outlet. You can hold it either way. It's upside down. But anyway, on an outlet that does the backstabbing, there's actually 2 little holes here that you can, just basically snip the wire, twist it, pop it in, and you're done. Nice and convenient, which is why builders like to use it, because then they can sweep a room really fast. But the proper way to do that is actually to attach your positive and negative poles to each side there, and then also there is a ground. And if you are using the backstabbing,
you're going to miss.
Yeah, that sounds so strange. If you're using the backstab method, there's just no really good way to say this. If you're doing that other method, you might run into problems later on, because as the electricity is flowing through, there's a vibration that happens, and then also electricity and electrons flowing, things like that, it's going to wear out. Yeah. And you're going to get a bad connection, end up where we were, which you don't really want when you're depending on your electricity a lot, like we do.
Yep.
So, but electricians came out, they went through all of our outlets, they swapped it from the backstabbing to the regular method, and things are running great.
And we had them change out the breakers.
Yes, we did have 2 breakers replaced, and these are the AFCI breakers, so they're kind of special. They work with like GFCI outlets that you have around your water and stuff like that, so your house doesn't catch on fire or short out when you're washing your hands. Also a bad thing.
We just wanted them to do that. They were like, you'll probably be okay. But we were like, nope, we don't want a third call. Just swap them out.
Yeah, just swap them out. We'll pay for it. It'll be okay.
Yes.
Yes, we don't mind that. So, we had our Christmas in July show, which was surprisingly good. It is July in Florida. And, it was indoors, which was, thank God, it was indoors, because the last thing you want to be is out in a hot tent in July in Florida trying to talk to people while you're melting.
If the people come out.
If the people come out. This is great because indoors, air conditioning, lots of food vendors, some really great stuff. Actually had a Dubai chocolate bar. If you've ever had one of those, you gotta try that. We had our prints in order because the folks were able to get our printers running in time to get most of the things that we needed going, but some of the things just didn't happen. Primarily the donkeys. The donkeys that we love so much. They're so cute. But they would not print well. And I think that was more due to the filament choice than the actual print model itself. And I didn't really have time to tweak the filament to try and get these things done, because it's a long print. To print 12 of these donkeys takes several hours because they're quite detailed. But so we decided, what about sheep? Of course, there were sheep in the nativity, always, unless you're in, what's that movie?
Love Actually.
Love Actually. Then you'll have lobsters.
A lobster.
Yeah, which I thought about printing, but I didn't think anybody would get it. But if you know what I'm talking about, put it in the comments. And if you think I should have put a lobster in, put it in the comments. We'll make sure it's in the next show. So these were substitutions we had to make at the last minute, but fortunately we got it in there.
And I'm sorry, but that sheep model is adorable.
This sheep model is super adorable. And that's from a guy saying, this is super adorable. So it's got to be adorable. Anyway, so we completed all these prints. We went to the show. We made some really good friends, some really good contacts. That's one of the reasons why we like doing the shows, is because then we can meet other vendors, we can meet people, we can talk to people, and everybody just loves the 3D prints. They're like, oh, this is so amazing. But they the venue had a previous Christmas in July show like a week or two earlier.
2 weeks earlier.
2 weeks earlier. That was the one to be at, because that was the people who were actually looking for Christmas in July. The folks who came to this show were kind of like, oh, It's a Christmas in July show.
Is that why I'm seeing all the Christmas items?
Yeah, is that why I'm seeing all the Christmas things? Is it Christmas time already? It's too early. It's like, well, it's a yeah, it's a Christmas in July themed show.
Yeah.
So folks were not really looking to buy Christmas items. And we had a lot of Christmas items. But we did end up selling some gingerbread snowmen. No, not snowmen, but
the
snowflakes.
gingerbread man was the
yeah.
number one ornament.
We also sold some gingerbread stars and snowflakes. Those were the ones that were also giving us some issues.
Yes.
Also due to filament, because they ended up, and Mama Wolf might have mentioned this, but they ended up with these separating.
I didn't mention this.
You didn't mention this?
No, not in our first part 1. This is a part 2 update.
Okay.
So the first part 1, and by the way, we'll link it here if you need some background. We thought it was because there were different layer heights in the color change.
Yeah.
But then you fixed that issue and printed these, and they literally just slid off.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's it. Yeah, lovely PLA.
So this particular PLA, not exactly conducive to this type of printing, because these would just fall off. So the Overture Turbo PLA is great if you're just using that without any other
PLA
filaments or colors.
It needs to be with itself, I think.
Yeah, it needs to be lonely.
Yes.
It likes being alone.
And I did post that in the Facebook group for PA1 Patreon. And we all like, okay, show me this, show me that. And I posted all the pictures. So they're like, and then people are coming in going, if it's Overture Turbo, it has an issue. It kind of acts like PET-G would with PLA. It just doesn't attach. So, but just use with caution, use by itself.
Yep. Otherwise, it prints really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really nice looking when it's by itself.
Yep.
It needs to be a wallflower. Yeah. We had that in a lot of gingerbread type things, so we had to swap that out, and then went to a bamboo PLA for the gingerbread piece.
And that worked great.
Worked fantastic.
Yep.
Strangely enough, with another Overture PLA, but it was the Easy PLA in white.
Are you going to talk about the multi-board display you put together?
I'm getting to that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes. So one of the reasons we were so tired is because through all of this, I got behind on a lot of other printing, so I wasn't actually able to build our multi-board display. Until the night before. Yes. And Papa Wolf cannot count.
Nope.
I cannot count. So I didn't print the required number of offset mounts and snaps and things for both sides, because we decided to make it a two-sided display rather than two different displays, just because of the size of the booth we were in. Worked out great, but I had to do a lot of overnight printing. So this was very noisy. All the printers were going, printing these things that we needed. And we got that early the next morning.
We woke up at 5 o'clock.
We woke up at 5 to finish the assembly. And it looked great. And there will be pictures you can see. And people loved it too. So when we're explaining, hey, everything in here is 3D printed, including our shelves. And they're like, ooh. So if you're into multi-board, we're going to have a video on how to use multi-board for more than just your garage. And there are the different uses in being creative with it. Speaking of multi-board.
Yes.
We also had someone contact us and say, hey, can you do a multi-board in a 12x12? And I don't know if you've ever seen a 12x12. We usually print an 8x8 because that's like the most reliable size. But the 12x12 is monster. You can actually go up to 16x16. They do have models for that. And it will fit on one of our large format printers. But they wanted to see a 12x12. So guess what? I had to make a 12x12. And Bamboo is now currently out of stock of our preferred PET-G. So I had to go with Elegoo PET-G. And if you've watched any of our videos before, we're talking about the different types of slicers that don't include print profiles and filament profiles. You have to create your own. So I spent a lot of time getting it dialed in. First few prints were awful. They didn't adhere to the bed. They're spooling, there's spaghetti all over the place. So it took a little bit of time to get that dialed in, but then it turned out gorgeous. And printed that on the SV08.
Yeah, the SV08 is really impressing me. It could be maybe filling up some space over. There
could be more SV08s in our future, yes.
Yeah.
The one thing about the SV08 though is I do, depending on the filament, and actually found out what I need to do to keep the extruder from clogging. It wasn't the print head or the hot end that was clogging. It was the extruder was clogging because on some filaments they cool down way too fast, and then they break inside the extruder, and then it causes a jam. So I've had that print head, that little print tool, and the extruder apart 5 or 6 times
over this whole
while everything
fiasco.
else is going on.
Yeah.
Got to know the inside really well, and it's actually not very difficult. Just kind of looks really intimidating because there's all these wires and things hanging out. But it's very well built and kind of laid out well, so when you have to reassemble, you can actually follow the color coding and put it back together properly. And there's tons of videos online about that too. But it worked out really great, and we're going to be using it a lot more in the future. The show was actually, there's a lot of people turning out. Sales were okay. We did sell some things. We actually sold a complete figurine set of our Nativity, which those are gorgeous. I love them. And people ooh and ah over the incomplete set, including they had the Starry Hut from STLFlix. And the sheep. People just love the sheep. We also had the little quiet clickers. Those were, people had a lot of fun. But the way we set up our booth was great because people didn't have to stand in the aisle to see our 3D prints, what we were selling, what we were talking to them about. They were actually able to come into our booth and spend some time. So we got to know people. It was really great. Hand out a lot of business cards. Get a lot of people inquiries. People, hey, can you print this? Hey, send us an email. We can find it. So you do want real numbers, we'll give you some real numbers. So we had a 6x8 booth or an 8x6 booth. It was 8
Depends
feet.
On which way you do your measuring.
Yeah, it depends which way you do your measuring.
Very small.
Very small. A lot smaller. We usually do 10x10 or 10x20. And so we had to pare down quite a bit, so figuring out what to take the show. So we actually did a little under $300 in sales, which little disappointing, but still it was $300 in sales. Any money is good money. But then, like I said, we got to meet a lot of great people, a lot of awesome folks, and talk about 3D printing and things like that. And the kids came by and they were having a great time because we were one of the few, actually probably the only booth that was kid friendly. Yeah. Because, you know, it's plastic, so we let the kids play. And
the traffic was pretty good at this show. It was just like, we expected to sell a little more Christmas items than what actually sold.
Right.
So I really feel like because the event had a Christmas in July 2 weeks prior, I think those folks were really keyed into it because we actually had a friend who was at that show. And
she did quite well.
She did quite well at that. Yeah. So we are thinking that maybe there was a flip, like everybody's like, oh, that was the Christmas in July show, and now I'm coming and expecting other things. So,
yeah, so when you do the advertising, it's like you're going to get all the folks for the Christmas in July show at the first Christmas in July show. The next one was probably more people just browsing around, killing time, having fun. Hey, let's go look at some pretty things. And they saw lots of pretty things. Yeah.
Like you said, it was great talking with people and getting to know the vendors and things.
But that's one thing to keep in mind if you're going to start selling your 3D prints or doing any kind of vendor or crafting markets. Research the markets and the dates. So don't just go to it on a particular date and expecting it to be that way on that date. Yeah. It might be a bad day at the market, might be a good day at the market. And then the next time you go, it might be flip-flopped. So research that, ask other vendors, make friends with other vendors. They don't necessarily have to be 3D printing vendors, but other vendors, and say, how's it going? Yeah. You know, what's it been like at this show? And they'll usually tell you. So it's a very friendly community.
Yes, that's what you want.
Most of the time, yes.
A friendly community of vendors. Yeah. Absolutely.
Absolutely. So, looking forward.
Yes. Update. We mentioned that we had an August show, too. The date has been changed, and we just got notification of that. So, unfortunately, it's changed to a non-weekend day, and we can't do that. So, luckily, they're going to refund our money, which is very nice. Yeah. So we don't have a show for August. So we've been kicking around the idea of trying some live sales. So we're going to give that a try during the month of August. So
pay attention. We'll put up links to when we're going to have more live sales. Might be on different platforms.
We're researching them right now.
We're researching which ones to start with to see how it goes. If you're curious about it, comment below. So anything else we got to update them on?
I don't think so. I think that's everything.
I think that's everything for now. Yeah. We might have some other things coming on in the future, but we'll tell you when that's going to happen. So in the meantime, as always, print something beautiful, print something fun, print something that makes you smile, that brings you joy, and live the adventure one layer at a time. And don't forget to clean your poop chute.
We'll see. My nose is itchy.
Your nose is itchy.
Yeah.
Yes, we're going to be sitting here.
Stop. I'm not putting that in.
Why not?
No.
People will love it. They'll eat it up.
No.
Boogers are popular.
No.
Nose humor. You get it.
No. It's on the cutting room floor.
She is the reason I can't cook.
Don't start that.
She
Just finish up
distracts
the
me.
video. You're almost done.
We're bloops. She distracts me so much
We're almost
that
done.
I burn the food.
Just finish the video.
And live life one layer at a time. Blah, 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 blah. One more time.
Mhm.
Then we're going to nail it this time?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. She has faith. So up till next time, this is Mama.
What? So until next.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
Okay.
Okay.
I won't look at you.